Have you ever pondered what it would be like if our population started to diminish drastically? This is not a question of dystopian fiction, but a stark reality we may soon face. Welcome to the world of the birth rate apocalypse. This term might sound dramatic, but it's an apt description for a very real and escalating issue. We're talking about a significant decline in birth rates resulting in a dwindling population. It's like watching a sand clock, only the grains of sand are human lives, and we're not sure how to flip it back. Let's take you back to 2022. In that year alone, a staggering 800,000 people just vanished from the population in Japan. It's as if an entire city disappeared overnight. But the eerie thing is, no media outlets reported on it. It was as if these people, this enormous chunk of humanity, just evaporated into thin air. Now you might be thinking, well, maybe the numbers are wrong, maybe it's just a blip. But this isn't an isolated incident. This trend is escalating. It's like a snowball rolling downhill, growing bigger and faster with each passing year. But the truly unnerving part is that this issue, this birth rate apocalypse, is being swept under the rug. The people in charge, the elites, they're keeping it hush-hush. It's as if they have thrown a thick, heavy blanket over this growing crisis, hoping it will just go away. But it's not going away. It's spreading, and it's getting worse. This is the unspoken apocalypse, the silent crisis that's unfolding right before our eyes. It's not a zombie outbreak or an alien invasion. It's an insidious, creeping threat that's already making its mark. And it's about time we start talking about it. This is not a sci-fi movie plot, it's the impending reality we are facing. It's high time we pull back the curtain and expose the truth about the birth rate apocalypse. So, how would a rapid decrease in population impact our lives? That's the question we're delving into today. At first glance, it might not seem like such a dire issue. Fewer people, fewer mouths to feed, right? But let's peel back the layers and take a closer look. Picture a world with empty playgrounds, silent school halls, and barren neighborhoods. This is not a dystopian sci-fi movie. This is a reality we might face if the birth rate continues to plunge. With fewer children being born, there will be less demand for schools, fewer teachers needed, and fewer products and services geared towards young families. This could lead to job losses and businesses closing, contributing to a struggling economy. And it doesn't stop there. The social fabric of our communities would also be impacted. Fewer children mean fewer interactions, fewer shared experiences, and ultimately a less connected society. The joy and vitality that children bring to our lives and communities could be drastically reduced. But you may ask, wouldn't fewer people mean less strain on resources? Yes, but there's a catch. As the birth rate falls, we also face an aging population. This means more people requiring care and support, but with a shrinking workforce to provide for it. This could lead to severe financial struggles on both an individual and societal level. The implications of the birth rate apocalypse are not just conjecture. Studies from reputable sources such as the United Nations have predicted these outcomes if our birth rates continue to decline. The gravity of the situation cannot be understated. We're talking about a fundamental shift in the way our societies function. The repercussions of this birth rate apocalypse will be far-reaching, affecting all aspects of our lives. You might be wondering, who is causing this birth rate apocalypse? It's a question that has a complex answer. Multiple factors are at play, and it's a tangled web of societal norms, economic pressures, and policies that are steering us towards this precipice. Let's start with societal norms. We're seeing shifts in attitudes towards marriage and parenthood. More people are choosing to marry later or not at all. The same goes for having children. The desire to be free, to travel, and to focus on individual pursuits is gaining momentum. Then there are economic pressures. Raising a child is expensive, and in an era of stagnant wages and rising costs, many are opting to delay or forego parenthood. The financial burden, coupled with the lack of supportive policies for families, are pushing birth rates downward. We also can't ignore the role of policies. From restrictive immigration laws that limit population growth, to lack of affordable childcare and family leave policies, our systems aren't exactly set up to encourage population growth. And who's at the helm of these systems? The elites, those with power and influence. While it's not a grand conspiracy, their decisions and actions shape our society and its norms. They're the ones driving policy changes, controlling economic levers, and influencing societal attitudes. This is not to demonize them, but to highlight the need for transparency and accountability. Understanding the factors that contribute to the birth rate apocalypse can help us address it. We must question, discuss, and challenge the status quo. The birth rate apocalypse isn't a natural disaster, it's a man-made crisis. So how can you leverage this change and prepare for the birth rate apocalypse? Well, the first step is anticipation. Recognize that change is coming and it's coming fast. The world as we know it is shifting and we need to shift with it. This means being open to adapting your lifestyle, your career, and even your mindset. Secondly, financial planning is key. As resources become scarce and the economy fluctuates, having a solid financial plan will offer a safety net. This doesn't mean you need to hoard wealth, but rather be smart with your income. Invest in sustainable industries, diversify your assets, and plan for long-term financial stability. Thirdly, diversify your skills. In a rapidly changing world, adaptability is king. The more versatile you are, the more opportunities you'll have. So learn new skills, expand your knowledge base, and stay curious. Resilience is another important factor. There will be challenges, no doubt about it. But the ability to bounce back, to keep going despite setbacks, that's what will set you apart. It's not just about surviving the birth rate apocalypse, it's about thriving in the new world that emerges from it. And finally, remember that this isn't a battle we can win alone. Collective action is crucial. We need to pressure our leaders, advocate for policies that promote sustainable growth, and work together to build a world that can withstand the birth rate apocalypse. While the birth rate apocalypse is a daunting prospect, with foresight and preparation, we can navigate these turbulent times.